for something completely different.
It's Traumschmiedes Flying Painters. Let's finish the rocky areas and have a look at the rivers today, shall we? I dry brush the textured areas with some of the red tones to tie everything together a bit more, and finally use beige and white tones for a last dry brush to really highlight all the sharp edges and the biggest gravel on the plains. Be sure that you don't have too much paint on your brush, because else we will have big white spots on our gaming table and we don't want that. We just want to create a dusty effect. For the river I start with Mephiston Red, sprayed near the rocks. If you look on real rivers, they are much brighter at the sides, where the water isn't that deep. We'll work with darker colors towards the mid areas of a river to create the appearance of deep dark water. Be sure you don't cover everything with a Mephiston Red. For the second layer we mix in some Caliban Green. This will darken the red, don't add too much as we want to build up a gradient. Spray the color to the areas we didn't hit before, but leave something in the basic black in the middle. These are the deepest areas. Also, overspray the inner edges of the Mephiston Red area to create a transition. Now we add more Caliban Green to achieve a dark brown color with a good red feeling to it. Hit the inner areas and don't spray too wide into our last layers. We already see how the effect comes to life here. Don't worry if your gradient isn't perfect. The varnish we'll add later will smooth everything out a bit. Another time we mix in more Caliban Green, and now we redefine the deep areas with the mix. Of course, you can always go back with the lighter tones and soften the transition. It's helpful to make a new mix every time and keep the used parts with spare paint near at your hand. The last thing we have to do is the varnishing. Therefore we use acrylic gloss varnish. I got it from the €1 shop here. It's a no-name artist varnish and will do the job just as good as the expensive stuff. Simply apply it with a big brush. The more layers you add, the more reflection will be seen in the waters and the smoother our transition will be. It's not good to thin the stuff I used. Have some experiments with yours before you apply it to the table. hope this was useful for you. You can make the whole thing as shiny as you like, and use many other colors for your water. Nothing is impossible in the grimdark future and the wide lands of fantasy.